a very good reproductive strategy for women is get the stud, mate with the stud, and have his offspring, and get all of parenting from the cuck. That's like,
yes,
which
right.
is I mean, that's a pretty, you said, if men were sharing memes going, oh yeah, we're all cucks, my wife has the best stud baby of all, like you said,
That's when you're like, wait a minute.
that's a bridge too far for you, right?
Yes, yes.
But that's the
That's when Sitch
direction.
becomes the tradcon.
That
yes.
is the direction culture is going, though, Sitch. How is it
No,
not?
no, you're so
How is
wrong.
it not?
Who? No,
All these
wait a
women
minute.
have
Well,
babies by
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa.
three
Wait,
different
well,
baby daddies.
Whoa. Calm the down. Okay. Calm the down. Okay. First of all, if you want to say that descriptively, there's some mating strategy like that. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
That is a mating strategy.
Right. But that is not being culturally okayed. That is not being
what do you think feminism? No.
Wait.
What do you think feminism promotes?
The mainstream is
That's
not
what
promoting.
Feminism promotes.
Oh
Feminism promotes this strategy. Stop. This is the strategy of feminism.
Okay. That is mainstream culture. I'm not talking about feminism. Take feminism, burn the trash.
What do you think poly's all about?
Okay. That's not what depends what kind. There's like a million.
You think all four? You think all four of this chicks?
Stop.
Boys can be the.
Wait. You're conflating like 100 different things here.
Sitch is triggered. Sitch is triggered. Mark it down. Mark it down. Okay. Look, Adam is. Look, I'm calm, cool, and collected. You're totally
straw manning the.
Look, I'm leaning back like. Look, I'm leaning back like Jordan Peterson over here. I'm calm, cool, and collected.
Look at this guy. Okay.
The chat is totally. They're like, yeah, that's right, Adam.
No, you're conflating a bunch of nonsense.
That's what Sargon and AA want for you guys. They're like, step up, guys. There's a single mom for all of you. All of you cucks. Get ready.
Mainstream society is not promoting people to be fucking cucks. Guys are not out here on Twitter clamoring saying, I'm so happy that I'm a fucking cuck. That's not a thing. That's not. It doesn't exist.
Well, that's why they're checking out and watching porn and playing video games, though.
It's so weird because you were like on this whole tirade against the tradcon shit, and you're making the same garbage tier arguments with zero fucking evidence.
I'm sorry, man. Let's take a breath. I'm sorry.
Well, no, what are you talking about?
I feel like I've gone too. I feel like I've.
How many women? Wait, no, because you're just making. This is bizarre. You're making the same garbage arguments.
Well, I know a lot of guys out there don't want.
Give me the number.
A lot of guys complain about the dating market being all single moms.
Okay, that's a different issue.
That's because people. How is it different?
Because people in general, you're making an assumption.
What is a guy who marries a woman who already has a kid and she's not going to have a kid with him? What is that? What is that reproductive strategy?
Wait a minute. Why was that not an issue 40 years ago? People saying, "Oh, the dating market's always single mothers."
Because they had birth control, or they didn't have birth control. So.
Because people were getting married.
Yeah, because they didn't have birth control.
I understand that, but it wasn't women making this bizarre decision like, I want to have the child of the stud and then get him raised by a cuck. You're conceptualizing this in this completely insane way.
You don't think that's a reproductive strategy, though?
That's not the conscious decision of 99% of women are not making the conscious decision to say, I want to find a hot guy on Twitter to bang me so I have a hot child, and then I want to find some nerdy middle-aged guy with a steady income to raise my child. That's not a thing.
It's the sexy son hypothesis. They've studied it in evolutionary psychology. You should read more, man. This is called the sexy son hypothesis.
I understand that it's a potential reproductive strategy.
I'm sorry.
The claim that this is happening widespread in America is batshit.
I don't know. I'm curious.
This is like a MGTOW argument, because if the majority of women are having this conscious thought, then they can all fucking rot in hell. Okay.
Why does it have to be conscious? I don't understand.
Because that's not what's happening. What's happening is people and you've literally made this fucking argument.
Have you looked up?
So crazy to me.
Have you looked up the videos on paternity fraud? I think we should watch some videos on paternity fraud.
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Okay, this is what's actually happening. People are getting into relationships, and they don't feel the social pressure to make those relationships work, or because we're so much more lax with sex, it's a lot easier for people to have children. And also because there's no social pressure to just say, well, our relationship isn't working, let's get a divorce. That's why you have all these single mothers on the dating market. Because a lot of the guys who are on the dating market too, you know what? They all fucking have children. They're just not with their children. It's with their fucking mom too.
Right, because
Okay.
they're out there trying to get another. They're trying to get another baby mama. That's the incentive structure. Do you why I don't first of all I'm curious why you're so disgruntled about this.
Because you're literally taking something that's very obvious why this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I laid out why it's very obvious that this is happening. And you're adding this bizarre level of conspiracy that all the fucking AAs of the world who want legally enforced gender norms say. And it's so weird to me that you're just making their same piss shit insane arguments.
Hold on, I'm not making what is his argument? I'm not saying
if you said what you just said to me to AA, that there's all these single mothers in America right now because they just want to stud to get the baby and then they want to find some cuck to raise their kid. He's going to say, yeah, Adam, this is completely correct. That's exactly what's happening. That's why we need culturally enforced gender roles and legally enforced gender roles. Like, it's so bizarre that this is the path you want to go down with.
I'm not going down. Hold on. I'm pointing out a descriptive reality about the world.
That's not even that's not a descriptive reality. That's an insane reality.
Hold on. The question really is does this happen? Like, aren't we talking about numbers? You're not claiming that this never happens, right?
I'm sure it happens. Okay.
Right.
I'm talking about what do you think is more likely? For the overwhelming majority of single mothers. And for those of you in the chat who are single mothers or have been raised by single mothers, what do you think is more likely? That your mom had a relationship with a guy who she thought she loved or did love, and the relationship just didn't fucking work. And people got divorced. And the reason people are getting divorced at such high numbers nowadays is because there's no culturally enforced mechanism that says divorce is bad, you shouldn't get divorced. So now people just get divorced way easier. And then what happens when they get divorced? They want to meet someone else and they go into a dating website.
Right.
Okay. What makes more sense? That or that the woman's like, I want to fuck around and find the hottest stud to give me an attractive masculine baby, but then I'm going to dump him and try to find some, middling white collar worker to provide a family.
Well, we're talking about two different situations here because
we are, and I'm saying mine's real and yours is like this thing that happens so rarely that I don't even know why we're discussing it.
Well, you don't think women have children out of wedlock now? Like, you're talking about
of course women have children out of wedlock.
Okay.
You're talking about the intentions of the woman who's having that child out of wedlock. Okay. And I'm saying these are relationships that failed. It's not because there was some malicious intention to have their child be raised by a fucking cucked male in the future. And it's really insulting to everyone out there that has stepchildren.
Right. No, I understand that. It is, I guess it is insulting to the stepchild situation. So,
because the whole thing about a cuck is that there's two things. The actual definition is the unwitting and unknowing raising of a child that isn't yours.
Okay? Right. Yeah.
And when I was talking about being cucked degenerately, I was talking about literally the idea of
the guy who enjoys it. Yeah, exactly.
Enjoys the fact that his girlfriend or significant other is fucking another man.
Right.
Okay. That's horribly degenerate.
But I was talking about it in the actual sense of cuck, as in from the cuckoo bird, who a man is raising another man's child unaware.
Well, yeah, but you were saying that it wasn't. You were saying it was aware that there's all these single guys complaining that all the women that they're looking for, are single mothers. Yeah. And then you created that, which may be it happening. Well, first of all, you have a selection bias about who's on these apps in the first place. But then you're creating an intention for why that situation exists. That to me is a conspiracy theory.
Is there a downside for a single guy to date a woman with a child or children?
Is there a downside to them personally or culturally?
Yeah. I mean, is there
There definitely can be.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, it's obviously. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I agree with you that people, when it comes to having a child, okay, and I get it. Maybe this is where I differ from the
I'm
conservative
not talking
argument.
about a conspiracy by any means. Or
Well, no, but I'm saying this is where I differ from the conservative
I'm
argument.
saying
'cause it seems like the
everybody has their
conservative-
options. Like if a girl goes out and, you know, has sex with a super stud and she gets pregnant and she's like, I love this guy. If I keep the baby, he's going to marry me. But we know in this environment, the super stud, she's number 4 on his list. Okay.
Sure.
But she thinks this is it. I'm going to have the baby and we're going to live happily ever after. This is going to be fucking hearts and unicorns from here on out. But there's this deception going on, right? He's got like, this is his 3rd baby mama. He's on to the next baby mama.
If you want to talk about, well, first of all, if you want to talk about our culture not promoting rampant promiscuity, I would completely agree with that.
Right.
Our culture is way too willy-nilly with people just fucking and dumping. I don't think that's healthy. Okay.
Yeah.
Totally on board with that. But what I was going to say is that where I differ here is that I think what should also be pushed culturally is that if you're going to have a child with someone, it's a serious decision that you should talk to the other person. You shouldn't try to like entrap them with a fucking baby. Because that's asking for trouble. You should take it seriously. You shouldn't have children willy-nilly.
They just want to know which team everybody's on. For sure. They don't like it when it's like unclear.
Yeah, that's another thing that we have in common with you, Shu, because we don't want to be on a fucking team.
Amen, brother.
We're rebels.
What are we, some kind of suicide squad?
Good night, everybody. Da, 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 da.